What's up, guys? This is J Doug. Today we're going to be talking about my newest things that I put out on my channel, which is my 432 cover of Focus by H.E.R. And I'll talk a little bit about 432. It's a good frequency, better than 440. It heals the body. It does a lot of things with your mind and even on a neurological level with your body. And it's a whole lot of facts and lore that goes into why music was changed to 440, but I'm not here to get into all that. So here's my session. Here's what I have right here. So here it goes. Here's the beginning. So that intro, starting off with the drums, here's what I'm doing. I'm using a plugin called VD as soon as it loads. And if you guys know how to have my plugins automatically load in remote view instead of controls, can you just comment that down in the comments? Because I don't know why it does this. It didn't used to do this, but I clicked something and now I can't get it to go back. It could be as simple as right-clicking it. No, right-clicking it does nothing. But all these drum parts that you see up here, I did this on my handy dandy MIDI controller. So let's solo this right quick, this intro. Nothing too hard. I'm pretty sure a regular drummer could blow this out of the water. Yeah, so this is a plugin from UJam. It's a drum plugin. You can do stuff like that. That sounds very familiar. You can click a drum kit, any drum kit that you want. You can get a mix preset, and you can really mess with all of the sounds, all of the drums that you have. You can change the reverb, the ambience, and all that. So that's what I have going on for the drums. Next, I have the lead guitar, and that's this. The lead guitar is just really sitting on top. It is going up the scale, starting on the 6, going to the 1. Boom, boom, boom. Then it does da, da, da. And what I'm using is a Fender Showmaster going into a Friedman BEOD. I'm using the, not a low gain, but the lesser gain channel, if you know what I'm talking about. Next, I have the rhythm guitar and the bass. So with the lead guitar, the rhythm guitar, and the distortion and the bass, you have this thing called parallel motion, and that's basically where they start on the same note, but they go in opposite ways. So the lead guitar is going up the scale, the rhythm guitar and the bass guitar are going down the scale at the beginning, but then once they start to deter from that motion, it's no longer parallel motion, and you can hear that. So that's pretty much for the intro. The intro is just the intro. Next, we have the pan guitar right here. And so that's an effect that I'm using on my Bss Guitar. And I'll show you what that sounds like. So the effect of my Bss Guitar is the sound that's giving it that's the sound, but the panning I'm doing all in Logic, which is automated. So you can see that right here. You can see how I'm panning that out. The chords for that pan stutter guitar is E major, first inversion, or A flat over E, B major, first inversion, or E flat over B. Then you have a D diminished chord, and then a C sharp dominant 7th chord. After that, you have F sharp minor, and then a A9 chord with a flat 3, I believe. I don't think I'm wrong, but I believe that's right. And then after that, well, during that, that's when you have the main chorus. This guitar, something's going on with the ground. So along with the distortion, you're gonna hear that hum. Sorry, can't do too much about that. But after it's just the lead guitar and the pan guitar, that's when I have everybody else come in. So starting at the drums is just a simple beat. It's just a simple, you know, and then while that's happening, the lead guitar is doing the verse. It's the voice of this song. It's pretending to be her. For the rhythm guitar, it's simple chords. So after that, I have the rhythm guitar. And all I did for that was just pan them to the sides, and not all the way. I have one going a little over, maybe half left and half right. And that sounds like this. Next, I'll come down to the bass. You can probably hear that the bass sounds kind of distorted. I don't know why it sounds distorted. I think it's my my head. I need to put it in the shop. But I'm doing the exact same thing that the song does as far as chord progressions. I kept it simple for the first part of the song, and you know, I wanted to be more like the original. I didn't start to change it up until the second half of the song. Let's move on to the chorus. I started to add another element here, which is just the pan guitar again, so you can hear that. I just started to add that pan guitar in there at the chorus just to help the song drive and give it some more elements. And the way I went into the next part of the song is a lick transition, but I'm gonna play the drums first. Actually, I'll play the whole thing together. So that lick starts off with a drum fill, and that's this. Then I have these right here. I have a higher octave lick in the guitar and a lower octave lick, and I pan them left and right 50%. As well as strings and a boys choir. Taking a quick break here. If you like what you see, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's one of those things where when you solo it with something else, it's kind of hard to hear, but when you play it with the full thing, you can hear it better. And when you take it out of the full thing, it makes the full thing sound kind of empty. It's weird. So those are all stock sounds in Logic, and by themselves they sound kind of bad. And then I also have the bass doing that same thing. So this is where the chord progression changes as well. So those chords for the distortion guitar are a C sharp minor 9 or a regular minor. Then you have another B first inversion or an E flat over B. Then you have a E major 7th, and then you have a F diminished back up to the F sharp minor 9, and then so forth, and then you hit the regular chord progression, and then it just keeps going on and on and on. This is what the rhythm guitar is doing. Now I now have added distortion on the guitar, and I have panned them full left and full right now, and turn them down a lot more so it doesn't get too muddy. The bass is doing the same thing. It's just doing single notes, of course. And then at that same moment right there, I have an ambient guitar that's happening. So you can hear that. And on that track, I just have a UAD pure plate reverb plugin. But all together, that sounds like this. It's a little drum fill right here that you hear. But after that, everything else is pretty much the same thing. It just loops, and I just start soloing on the guitar. And the way I chose to end this is just, I just faded it out because I realized that it went on way too long. And of course I tuned it to 432, so it's about to sound a little different. So you can hear that starts to fade out. So going on to the mixing, I'm not gonna go too in depth with this. A lot of the mixing, you won't see a lot of stuff here for like my guitars. Simply because I did it pre-recording through my amps and my pedal board. So the most I probably did was I added a spreader on the main guitar because it's the voice, and I didn't want it to sound just super narrow. I wanted to open it up a little bit more. I did add a reverb to this guitar. I don't know how I didn't turn it on, but it didn't make it to the final product. So on the Ambient Guitar, I showed you what it's doing. Now on the bass, I did cut some of the lows just so it didn't interfere with the kick on the bass drum. I wanted the bass drum to pop out a little bit more, as well as, you know, I wanted to clean up the mix a little bit more as well. And on here, I have the UAD Century Tube channel strip. Yeah, so I did a little bit of low cutting on this as well, and a little bit more compression. Then I added a gate as well. And then these plugins already come on these instruments since they're stock in Logic. And then on my stereo out, I did have a UAD channel strip, but I liked it better without. So I took it off and I just added another spread just to make it sound a little bit more fuller, instead of it being as narrow as it was. So yeah, that is this production process for my 432 cover of Focus by H.E.R. Yeah, I'm gonna plan on doing a lot more of these, and like fine wine, it'll get better with time. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, comment, and send it to a buddy or pal or whatever. And yeah, thank you so much. You guys stay blessed. J.E.R. out.